That's just how. I'm gonna. Okay, I won't need to restart. Welcome back. I'm very tired. Got COVID vaccine. Got allergy shots. Apparently, people say to take a day or two. I took 24 hours after. But I'm very tired. Chocolate covered raisins for me. I'm gonna point out that I put my camera up, got raisins, got water, got the computer situated. Only when I started filming, I was like, cool. My arm hurts. I had a little bit of a fever earlier. I'm assuming some of this is from the COVID shot. However, also decided to eat a gluten donut. So I want to say maybe. Just maybe. I am allergic to gluten. Oh my god, I didn't email my doctor. Okay. Gotta email my doctor after this. Okay, there we go. I didn't want to crouch like that. So, and you're like, that looks like the same thing. Trust me. Completely different. For my spine. And what if I just make this video end here and be like, huh, 4:20. That's it. Goodbye. A little kid stared at me today. Okay, he wasn't like a little kid. He must have, I think he would have been around 10, maybe. I don't know. He was staring at me because, I don't know, but I looked at him and he looked at me. He got embarrassed and I felt bad, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just not look at him because if he stares at me, that's fine. So I'm looking away. He starts banging on a wall. I can't see him. Right where he's banging. I realize he's popping his head around the corner now, looking at me, and I'm like, oh. So I'm purposely like, okay, still not gonna look. I'm still not gonna look because I'm like, he clearly was embarrassed. So I'm not gonna say anything. So I'm watching the news. I'm on my phone. And he keeps looking at me. He keeps looking at me until finally I look at him again. I'm like, okay, now maybe he does want to talk to me. Maybe this is him trying to get my attention. He looks at me. I look at him. And I kind of just go. And I just put my hand back down. He looks at me. He waves back. He goes back to doing the same thing. Just looking around. And I was like, kid, what's up? Didn't say anything though. So we're back at it again. I know. So, I'm like, didn't say anything. He also didn't have a mask above his nose. It was under his little nose. I'm like, kid, I swear to God, put your mask back on. And, so somebody came. I want to say maybe his older sibling came. And they also had their mask underneath their nose. And I'm just like, oh. And then there's a water, like a water jug. And they, that I know the nurses use it. And, but kid being a kid goes get some water, gives it to the sibling. The kid goes back, gets more water, and I'm just like, oh my god. So now both of them are just maskless, drinking water, and I'm just like, I want to kill somebody. Because it's just like, listen, I can forgive a kid. Give the older sibling probably like a teenager. So I'm like, oh my god. And I'm like, this is a pandemic. And somebody's like, oh, maybe they got vaccinated. I don't care. I might look into or think about only single masking instead of double masking for me after the 2 weeks, obviously. Yeah, that being said, Chris Clemens did agree that he waited the 2 weeks, which I'm very glad about. Because I was scared he like got the shot and it just lived, you know. I'm in pain, mainly from allergies. And I went outside and picked some tulips. They're like magenta pink, one purple. So kind of dying from that too. Last night I went to my bed a few hours early. I guess I also fell asleep kind of early, but I went to my bed and I was like, yay, bed, and then I got distracted on my phone and stuff. I usually don't go on the, I need to restop that because I usually don't go when I'm in bed. I don't like going on my phone or like social media sites or jokes or reading or any of that. I do use Duolingo. I'm practicing foreign languages to try to practice German because apparently I know a little bit but not a lot. By apparently I mean I know more than others is why, but I didn't realize. I'm very baby beginner. I did the whole Duolingo tree once. And then I bring everyone, all of my skills up to finished level 3. So I do 2 more goes. Full circle, full circle. I got 3 out of the 6 rounds. And I wanna do it and keep doing it until I have 1. And then I assume I'm fluent in German, right? That's how it goes. You finish Duolingo, like you get a full medal and 6 rounds in every topic. I was going to say genre, but it's not genre. I'm tired. Don't feel well. Tired. More tired. I keep drinking so much water because I don't feel well and I'm like, my body feels queasy. Water. No, and then at one point I'm like, water, and I'm like, wait, I'm just hungry. Yeah, just now it reminded me because it sounded like he was gonna drop the F-bomb and then he didn't, and then he said weird on the blah blah, and then so the whole point of Unus Annus was to not care about monetization or views or anything, just make a video every year, make a video every day for a year. However, I wanted to see how close I was to it done close. However, the thing is with I was thinking about that and it reminded me because I'm like, oh, does that mean they didn't want to make disclaimers? But they did make disclaimers and stuff too. But I was thinking about their ear piercing video as someone who is well versed in getting pierced. Multiple tattoos, multiple piercings, double-digit piercings. What I think is that the idea that they mark being like, oh, just if you pierce at home, do education, you know what you're doing. But then he doesn't know what he's doing because that was very evident he didn't know what he was doing. And that being said, I understand. Okay, we're gonna do it. Okay, we're gonna do well. Don't pierce yourself in general. But don't pierce yourself in a pandemic, because that means if they got an infection and they have to go to the doctor, at the doctor's office there's going to be a bunch of COVID patients. So if you go and there's COVID patients, then you might get COVID. It just is unsafe. So especially doing something dangerous when there's a pandemic, like more people died of different causes because they didn't have room because of so many COVID cases. It's like that, you know. So anyways, don't go to the doctor, or don't do something stupid that might lead you to go to the doctor, you know. So what happened was, with that, and Mark is saying like, oh, I love that every single piercer or piercing person that I've seen all said that Ethan was the better one in that. And it's like, why is this guy still talking to Mark? And then Ethan's like, no, seriously, don't pierce yourself. We got the needles, we got different things, but they were still going to use a piercing gun, blah blah. And let me also tell you, I could not imagine using something else, but I've given myself exactly one shot. Needles are different than puncturing yourself with something else. It is so much better to go to a piercer with actual piercing needles than to get a sewing needle and press that in your skin. I know people back in the day, that lovely era of stapling those needles, are this so much better. So it was just like, it was so ridiculous. And then he's like, oh, what are people gonna get mad about? Like, oh, piercing yourself isn't a fun jaunt doing something. Also, if you wanted pain, get a snug piercing. That for me was one of the most painful. Nose wasn't necessarily painful, but since it's next to your tear ducts, you just cry, you know. Anyways, point is, with an actual piercing needle being your lobe, it won't even hurt anyways. Just saying. If you did want a pain, get that nipple piercing. Guys' nipples are 4 times more sensitive than women's nipples, if I'm correct. And if you got that nipple piercing, now that would have hurt, and he would test his bounds. So, anyways.